Well, good morning. It's another anything can happen day. I never get that right at the very beginning. I always flub it. But we are in world famous historic Hiltons, Virginia, home of the A.P. Carter family, musical family, the country music pioneers, the Carter Fold, where June and Johnny had a home, and I actually met Johnny one time at the Lynn Garden restaurant in Kingsport, which we might stop by there a little bit later and just look at it. I want to go inside and see if they have a newspaper clipping, because I wrote a newspaper article about meeting Johnny Cash. He was eating coconut cream pie, but I digress. That's not why we're here. Primarily on a work-related mission. We're going to our friends and co-workers, Michael and Anita Bright. Anita is a sales rep at the newspaper I work at. I'm doing a story about backyard egg producers and chicken producers and cottage industry farmers for a special agricultural section that's coming out. And Lynn's giving me directions while I'm talking. And they have chicken eggs, so I need them for a picture. So we're gonna go stop and take a picture. Which way?
Woo!
Uh-oh.
Woo! Oh!
Oh, here they come.
Woo! Oh! Oh! Woo! Woo! Come on! Woo! There she is!
Oh, there's the baby.
There she is! Wait a minute! Pass the button.
Oh. This one.
It's 5 weeks old.
Oh. And her mommy,
Don't know. Which one of them up there?
well, do they start out brown and turn white, or is that unusual?
No, it'll be that color.
So
Their daddy's that big red one up there.
Uh-huh.
So most of them come out white, but this one here come out that color. Some of them will have a spot on it.
do you think that's why Mama didn't know it or didn't want to?
No.
care of it?
Sometimes they reject them. Sometimes they'll have twins, they'll take one and won't take the other.
Huh. Well, you got a bunch of babies.
There's
They're like, where's my bottle?
There's 22 of them. Now that one there, this one over here, it ain't about 3 weeks old.
Them other ones look a little jealous, don't they?
Yeah. Come up here, Sissy.
Have you named her?
Sissy's what we call her. Most time when they have them, I try not to touch them. I don't want to do nothing to make the mommy reject them.
Yeah.
Like saying
They're doing a master sheep class. That's what I was going to write the story about. So that's why these pictures are going to be helpful. Uh-oh. Somebody's making some golden pellets. I'll tell a funny story myself. When I was real little, they took us to a petting farm, and I didn't have no change to get the, they had the food out of the bubblegum machine.
Don't tell me you.
But I thought those little brown pellets were food, so I picked them up and was trying to feed them, and them sheep thought I was crazy. Are you in the wool business?
No, these are hair sheep.
Oh. That shows you how much I know.
Strictly slaughter.
Oh, lamb chop, future lamb chops.
Yeah, they sure you don't share them. There ain't no wool on them, but pie.
Brown Papa. Does he ever? I guess they don't really acknowledge their kids, do they?
No, they don't.
Just another day for them.
Another day for them. I got one house. There's a guy called me about a month ago. He come to his house and he called me and said, "You want?" I said, "Well, yeah, I'll take it." So he brought down here and I picked it up for about 4 or 5 days, and I'll turn them loose every once in a while. And all of them went back, but that one, he wouldn't go back in.
Free range.
Free range, yeah, free range all the time. And the turkeys, I don't let them out where they're like this.
So how many you got?
They might be 18 there. I got 3 guineas.
Whoa!
I can't now.
Trying to pull an escape. The corn's in there, boys. So where do they lay?
Huh?
Where do they lay their eggs?
Right there. You see that out through there?
Oh, okay. Can I get up here with you? Sure.
It ain't the prettiest thing you ever looked at.
No, it'll work. I'm kind of looking at what I want to build one also. I got plenty of room to put something like this. I'd like to have chickens and eggs.
I'm telling you, they're nice to have. You may get you some guineas, well, if you want some. Now they kill her on ticks. They wear the ticks out.
Do they?
Yeah, buddy. And right here's what a native was talking about. Get right here. Get out of there. See, I got this. Instead of going in, I'll reach in here
Okay.
and get them. See if I got an egg, which I don't put none in there.
Sorry, boys. Supper's over. Breakfast is over. Time to go about the business of being a sheep. How long do they get to hang around before they turn into lamb chops?
I'll keep them till they get about 80 pounds.
Yeah.
About midsummer, I'll sell to individuals, or most time I take them to a buyer up here in Bristol. He buys them.
I know you're a good jerky man. Does sheep make good jerky?
I've never tried it.
Never tried it?
I've tried sheep one time and I didn't like it.
Oh, the actual food?
Yeah.
Somebody was giving Food City good deals because they had really cheap lamb chops for a while, and so I tried them. They were okay. I mean, it wasn't as good as pork, but it was good. It was all right.
You like
I'd
it,
eat
did
it. Yeah, I'd eat it.
Would you?
But I mean, I'd take a pork chop or a steak first. But,
Yeah.
But they were so cheap you couldn't pass them by.
Jake?
Okay, we just left Anita and Michael Bright's house. Got my pictures and video of the sheep and chickens. I should have went in and videoed Anita. The breakfast she cooked for us was wonderful. She cooked us biscuits and gravy and apple butter and tomato butter, sausage. I just didn't want to impose and come in with a video camera, and I thought that might be a little bit over the top, but I don't think she would have minded. But anyways, we're gonna head over to Hiltons now, but first I want to stop at this mill. Okay, this is the mill, and this is in a real narrow, heavily traveled part of the roadway, so I'm going to stick the camera out the phone and just kind of show it the best I can, going by real slow. Stick the camera out the window. My mouth is usually 2 steps behind my brain. Lunsford Mill. There's the dam that powered the mill, and it's kind of gone. You can hear Maggie panting, she's so excited. There's the Lunsford Mill again. Looks like it's about to fall on the road, to tell you the truth. Wait, let me back up just a second. All right, nobody around, so we can. Oops.
Do you want me filming that?
Huh?
Do you want me filming that?
That's right. So that's the mill. All right, we're at the actual Carter Fold. And this is the home place of country music pioneers and legends. A.P. Carter and of course Jude Carter. I don't know, there's people that are really knowledgeable about this. I don't really know a lot about it, but I'm gonna jump out here and look at these storyboards here that might tell us a little something. But all I can tell you is Johnny Cash and Jude Carter had a house here that they came and stayed in at times, and they were well known to be seen around town. Kingsport is the biggest kind of semi-major city that nearby, and you know, with restaurants and stores. They liked, Lynn says big city. Oh, Gate City, but Gate City doesn't have as much as Kingsport does. But anyway, Gate City's a nice city. I'm not putting Gate City down. But anyways, I have friends in Gate City. But Kingsport has antique stores and restaurants and stuff. So the Johnny and June were seen there quite a bit, antiquing in restaurants. And I actually met Johnny Cash at the Lynn Garden restaurant on Lynn Garden Road in Kingsport. I was a cub reporter. I was probably 99 or 2000, and somebody called and said, "Hey, Johnny Cash is having lunch over at the Lynn Garden restaurant," which was like not even a half mile from my office. So I just went down there and had my little disposable camera, because there wasn't a photographer around, and asked him if I could do a little interview with him, which I did, and took a couple pictures of him, which I will superimpose on this video if I have enough time to do some real editing. And it was really neat. And he couldn't have been nicer. He was having lunch with one of his in-laws, and I really don't remember their names. They're all famous, and people around here could probably tell you, but I don't. But anyways, this is Carter Fold. This is where they have concerts in the summertime, and a lot of really, really famous musicians have played here. And I'm gonna get out and look at this stuff. And here's the little monument that's outside the entrance to the hall, the Carter Fold Hall. And Jeanette Carter was a true Appalachian original, a gentle lady of vision and determination who else could have attracted visitors from all over the world to remote Scott County for over 30 years. And then you can see there's Johnny and June. Original Carter family members: Sarah Carter, second from left, flanked by June Carter, Cash. Johnny Cash joined friends and relatives, including her children, Joe, and I think that's the guy who he was having lunch with the day I met him. And Jeanette Carter at center at microphone for a special performance at the Carter Fold. And there's the photo. So that's pretty neat. Let me get a picture of that. The Rustic Concert Hall opened in 1976. Joe Carter used timber harvested from Clinch Mountain, which is in Hawkins County, to build it. The fold was enlarged in 2005-06. The original stage was expanded in 1983 for Johnny Cash's televised Christmas show. Mother Maybelle Carter and Sarah Carter, AP's wife, were among many stars to appear on that stage. Carter family songs open each Saturday night performance. AP had called Jeanette over to his deathbed in 1960 and said, "I want you to continue the music the way we did it." And she did. The old time music is played only on acoustic instruments. Occasional exceptions, as for Johnny Cash and Marty Stewart, are made for electric concerts. And there's an old picture. AP Carter had a grocery store, and of course they were musicians, and they went up to Bristol and recorded the first country songs. And we might go to the Birthplace of Country Music Museum today if we have time. Dancing at the AP Carter Grocery. Dance tunes bring out young and old cloggers who crowd around the dance floor. Home-cooked meals are available, as well as recordings and souvenirs. I guess that's what's inside. Now here we got another one. The Carter family fold. How I ever got courage to go into music and drop all my other jobs, I don't know. I prayed a lot. I had no money, only my promise to Daddy to carry on your music. Maybelle with her guitar, Sarah and with her auto harp, and AP Carter in the early days. Welcome to the Carter Family Memorial Music Center, the cherished home of the first family of country music. Johnny Cash said the music at the of the Carter family was like water rippling in a sweet, clear spring off Clinch Mountain. Here Alvin Pleasant Carter's genius absorbed and reshaped folk songs, vintage parlor ballads, sacred pieces, and Tin Pan Alley pop tunes into over 300 songs, new compositions that defined an era. Walk around the grounds, explore the historic buildings, sing and dance with us at a Saturday night concert at the Fold. And then you can see the building at the Fold. The buildings at the Fold tell a story of over 150 years in the making. AP was born and grew up in the restored mid-1800s cabin. The AP Carter grocery store is now a museum, and the Carter Fold Auditorium above has hosted performances since 1976. So it's cold and rainy today. This is mid-February, February 13th. So there's nothing here to really see, but we will come back someday and check this out when it's actually open. Let's see what's going on. I'm getting soaked, by the way. There's another little storyboard over here. And this is the AP Carter grocery. It all began with AP Carter at his little store, once papered with sheets of music he had written. Jeanette Carter. AP Carter in his later years, Jeanette said that everyone who knew him loved him. AP Carter's store was renovated in 2009. Great care was taken to preserve the 1940s era interior. Fixtures from the original grocery now house historical memorabilia. I'm gonna have to wet my whistle after all this talking. AP Carter built a general store in the mid-1940s. When he was no longer performing on or recording in 1974, his daughter Jeanette transformed it into a concert venue, a place where she and other musicians gave concerts. Their Saturday night shows drew such crowds they outgrew it by 1976. After moving the concerts to the new Fold next door, Jeanette converted the store into a museum to display many objects in the family's collection. The store, which has been designated a state landmark and National Historic Landmark, still look as it did when AP built it. And they're closed, obviously, off season, but you can see AP Carter store, historic landmark. So the Carter Family Memorial Music Center. Here's a shot from the road of the Carter Family Fold, honoring AP, Sarah, and Maybelle. So inside there is where all the music takes place. Okay, here's one last thing to see before we leave Carter Fold. This is the AP Carter Boyhood home. And let's see what this placard has to say. AP Carter Boyhood home. I wish it wasn't raining. A few places speak to me like AP Carter's cabin. Many of America's songs and stories come from within these walls. While the cabin was still standing in the middle of a pasture, I loved going there just to feel the wind blow through the rooms. It was the same wind that carried AP and the Carter family's songs out to the rest of the world. Marty Stewart. There's what it looked like. The restored cabin includes objects and artifacts from the Carter family and Cash families. The Carter family and Bayes family's 1901 AP around age 10 is standing at the right behind his father Bob, who was holding AP's twin siblings Ezra and Virgie. Bob Carter and his brother Elisha married Bayes sisters Martha, next to Elisha, and Molly. So, old time photo. The cabin was built in the mid-1800s in the Little Valley parallel to Poor Valley. It had 2 log rooms connected by a passageway. AP's parents, Bob and Molly Carter, raised their 8 children in it. 4 beds and a kitchen table filled the space. Over time, the family added a second floor sleeping area. Inaccessible to and falling into ruins at its original site, the cabin was moved to the Fold site in 2003, restored and opened to the public in 2004. Marty Stewart, a longtime performer with Johnny Cash and a Carter family friend, spearheaded the drive to save the cabin and move and reconstruct it. The structure is designated both as a national and state historic landmark. And let's take a walk back here and we can get a There's the store and the Carter fold into behind it, and here's their house. The cabin, but they didn't have a metal roof though with snow guards. And there's one more placard, and then I get to get out of the rain. Wildflower Private Drive. Of course, that's one of their famous songs was the I forget the name of it, something Wildflowers. I actually used it in one of my documentaries because it's a standard public domain song. At the park, AP would go anywhere if he heard someone had a new song. I would be traveling somewhere and hear a song that I'd think would be in the Carter family style. He would get in the car and go see about it. Leslie Riddle. AP, Sarah, and Jeanette on the stage of AP's park, built in the woods behind the present site of AP Carter cabin. AP's songs drew inspiration from his life in Poor Valley and are filled with images of the surrounding mountains. Concerned that his original songs, more than 300, were being forgotten, AP built an outdoor stage and presented music shows in the woods behind the store in 1953. He called his little stage, I can't read through the raindrops on my phone. He called his little stage the park. Crowds came to hear his music played by old-time musicians for a time, but his daughter Jeanette, who started Saturday night shows at the AP Carter grocery store, took up his vision and hope later. The park structure deteriorated over time. The label from Decca Records release of My Dixie Darling, performed by the original Carter family, is one of hundreds of records issued during AP Carter's lifetime. All right, and then you can see he had a nice fireplace. Oh, got some coal out there. All right. Okay, we're in Hiltons, Virginia, which is Scott County in southwest Virginia. This is the Bristol Highway. This is US 421. This road goes from Wilmington, North Carolina, to Green Bay, Wisconsin, or Chicago. One of those. You can look it up. But it goes through Kingsport, Bristol, and Harlan, Kentucky, which is where my mother's family's from. This is a really interesting highway, and one of these days I'm going to travel that highway from one end to the other and look at all the interesting points. But not today. Today we're in Hiltons, and I saw this monument to Jude Carter Cash, 1921-2003, and I'll let you read it there. This is in Hiltons, the road that goes into the little community here, where we just came from Carter Fold, which is up the road. And I just thought this would be an interesting thing to show, and somebody's left her flowers. But Valerie June Carter, born in Macy's Spring to Maybelle Addington and Ezra Carter, is a member of the first family of country music. She and her sisters Helen and Anita performed alongside the original Carter family trio beginning in the 1930s. After the group disbanded in 1943, her family performed as Mother Maybelle and the Carter sisters. By 1950, they appeared regularly on the Grand Ole Opry. Jude Carter, famous for her comedic flair, joined Johnny Cash's road show early in the 1960s. Carter and Cash married in 1968, won Grammy Awards for duets released in 1967 and 1970. June Carter Cash's Press On and Wildwood Flower. That's what I was trying to think of before. 2003, each won Grammys for Best Traditional Folk Album. That Wildwood Flower is a standard. It's a public domain song, and I used it in one of my documentaries. And it's a real pretty song. If you heard it, if you're not familiar with it, if you heard it, you'd recognize it right away.
We're about halfway to Bristol, and came across this pretty little waterfall. There's a little turn off here. You can see it better from the other way, so I'll just walk down here. Alright. You can to, there's where we're pulled off. There's a little turnoff so you can stop and look at this. We're right on the highway here. But they go to the little waterfall cascade goes down there. There's trees in the way of it, unfortunately. There's a nice big drop here. Keeps going up. Now, if I was a younger man, I would walk out on that tree bridge in the middle and take a picture. But I am not that nimble anymore. Okay, I just wanted to take a couple of quick still photos while I was standing there. But isn't that pretty?
Okay, we're heading into downtown Bristol, Tennessee. I hadn't planned on coming here, but since we went to Carter Fold, I thought it might be fun. I'm not going that way right now. You got to turn left to go to the Birthplace of Country Music Museum, which is about the Carters and stuff. I wanted to drive through downtown Bristol first. Downtown Bristol is part of the Tri-Cities. In northeast Tennessee, it's Bristol, Kingsport, and Johnson City. They're like 20. Each city is separated by 20 miles. They're kind of in a triangle, and they've each got something interesting that will probably be considered nationally known or world famous. Bristol, of course, has Bristol Motor Speedway, and for country fans, it's also the birthplace of country music. This is where A.P. Carter and his wife and daughter came and made the first country recordings that went on to be, kind of shaped what country music became. And so they've got that museum here in town, which we're going to drive by. Wasn't planning on doing. I would never go to that museum and expect them to let me go in and film without calling them and asking them. This is an anything can happen day. I'm just going to go up and see how far I can get in without causing any trouble and film what I can. But anyways, to talk about the Tri-Cities a little bit more, Johnson City has East Tennessee State University, and also is kind of the home of Steve Spurrier. College football fans know him. He was Florida's coach, and I believe he coached the Redskins. Then he came back and coached South Carolina. And then Kingsport is the world headquarters for Eastman Chemical Company. So, but I wanted to before we go to the museum, I wanted to drive through downtown Bristol and just show you. It's a neat little town. There's all kinds of restaurants and eateries and places to come look at and try out. And when you get on the side roads, that's when you find the really interesting places. We found a couple of neat little restaurants. There's a Chicago-style pizza place here.
They're right here now that they moved.
Oh, that's where they're at. That's weird. The Angry Italian. I did not know that. But I have to say, we went there one time, and I think it may be my fault. I might have not ordered the right thing. We went there one time. I got a deep dish pizza, and it was off the hook, full of cheese and sauce and meat. And then we went back and got one, and it was like empty. And I don't know. Maybe I didn't order the right one. Maybe there's like a special one that's got more stuff in it, but it was not as good as the first one. So I'm not blaming them. I'm blaming myself. I probably said the wrong thing. But I wanted to come through downtown Bristol. Bristol Motor Speedway NASCAR fans are familiar with this area. And then if you're familiar with that Geico commercial, the gecko is standing on the state line, because right up here you can see the Bristol sign, which we're going to drive under. There's the Paramount Theater. They have big shows here. It's a famous theater.
Virginia, that's Tennessee.
Okay, but yeah, we're straddling the state line right now. But the Geico sign, the Geico commercial, where the Geico is standing one side on Tennessee and one side on Virginia. So we're heading into Bristol, Virginia. This is their famous sign. All right, there's the famous Bristol sign. Right next to it is the Bristol Depot, which I've been in there before for special events when I covered the races at Bristol. But that's a world famous sign there, I guess. And we are now in Virginia again. We were just coming up here to look for a place to turn around and go back towards the museum, and I saw something that caught my eye. There's an old cemetery up here. And I thought I saw a sign on the Confederate Unknown. Okay. And there's some pretty big monuments over there. So I thought that I might just walk over there for a minute. I saw one that had like a historical marker beside it. East Hill Cemetery in Bristol, Virginia. Let's go up there and see what this monument is. It's got a historical marker. Okay, here's that monument I was looking at from the road. Joseph Ray Anderson, 1819, 1888, founder of Bristol. There's his grave. He's got a pretty good sized monument there. So when we crossed underneath the big Bristol sign, kept going straight looking for a place to turn around, I saw this and thought I'd stop. Climbed up this big hill and got out of breath. But I'll try to read this. Founded the original town of Bristol, Virginia, Tennessee in 1852. Both sides of town were given recognition on the official records of the time. He erected the first building in the town and became the first merchant, postmaster, and banker. As the town grew, he became a prominent business, civic, and church leader, and so remained throughout his lifetime. On the day before his death, Anderson was nominated for governor of Tennessee. So that's the founder of Bristol's monument. And then on up from that is this is a real neat section. This is the biggest one in the cemetery right here, and it's the Smith family. There's not really a monument to describe who they are, what they did to merit such a big monument, but there's two other historical markers back there. We'll just have to come back here one of these days and explore this in more detail. There's Bud Phillips, and you can see that white car down there in the parking lot. That's where Lynn is. That's how far I've ventured into this cemetery. She's gonna kill me. But I get kind of interested in this stuff, this historical stuff, and then when you got a cemetery full of historical markers, there's interesting stories to be told. All right, there's the Birthplace of Country Music Museum. All right, there's the Birthplace of Country Music entrance with the cool guitar. I'm just gonna go in. I don't know if there's what the rules are or what you're supposed to do, but I'll just walk in and find out. Okay, the stuff on the first floor is free. The lady who has to get permission to speak on camera did tell me off camera that the stuff down here is free to look at. So this is the Best of Radio Bristol sessions, and you're allowed to come in here for free, so let's check it out. You can see it's a small theater in here. I'm in here by myself.
Did I bring with me? Yeah, I got a good luck charm. Did I bring with me?
All right, Radio Bristol.
Thank you very much.
So that's pretty cool. You can come in here and you don't even have to pay to go in the museum and check this out. Okay. I'm not gonna sit here and listen to music all day or I will never leave, so I'll go ahead and move out. We'll come back through the theater. Birthplace of Country Music Museum. There's the museum, or the theater we were just in. Birthplace of Country Music. And now we're back at this display. All right, we better get out of here before Lynn gets mad and sends out a search party. All right, thank you. I'll come back when I have more time to explore more. Okay, now I've said this before and I'll say it again. If there was another place that I could live, it would be downtown Rogersville. I just love downtown Rogersville. But my second choice would be downtown Bristol, because all the nice little apartments and condos are within walking distance of so many great restaurants and theaters, and there's a really, really good cultural scene here and good food. So it's a good place, you know, if you're young and you want, right before you have to buy your house and start a family, if you wanted to have an apartment downtown or a condo and enjoy your youth, this seems like a really good place to do it. And I'm not a tourism guy or a real estate guy, but maybe I should be. And there's Lynn. She didn't want to come in again. She's staying in the car with Maggie. So on to the next leg of the anything can happen day. All right, we're back in downtown. There's the Paramount Theater, the world famous Paramount Theater in downtown Bristol. One more stop on our anything can happen day adventure, and it's a very special place to me, a place where I spent a lot of time, both professionally, leisurely, and you can't go to Bristol without going to Bristol Motor Speedway. All right, there it is. That's the Yankee Stadium of American short track stock car racing. I've spent a lot of time in that place, both as a fan, as a journalist, and as a competitor on 3 occasions. Let's go in there, and they've got it. They just put the dirt down for the spring dirt race. They used to let you get up close on one side to where you could walk in and look. So let's see if we can go look and see what it looks like. Alrighty then, that's the answer to that question. Used to be able to go up in here, and you can, at gate 8, you can see it. You could walk right up to the gate, and that's kind of where the race cars go through, and the trucks, the race trucks or race tractor trailers, go in and before they get on the pits. And you can walk up right up and get into the stands and look at the racetrack from there any time of the year. And then if you go up this hill here, that's where the Bruton Smith building is, and the store and the ticket booth. I guess, you know, with COVID, they must have everything closed, but I was looking forward to checking it out. And at least going up into the Bruton Smith building, but they've got that shut down too. I was looking forward to telling my stories about my actual races here, but I guess I'll save that for another day, because we've been on the road. We started at 10 o'clock and it's 3:30, and it is Daytona 500 weekend. So I need to get back. It's Saturday and the bush race, I still call it bush. The bush race is probably gonna start pretty soon. I know I missed the ARCA race already. So we'll call it a day. So we had quite a day today. We started off taking pictures of the chickens and the sheep, which was my original intention. And then went to Carter Fold, which was kind of a spontaneous thing, hadn't planned on doing. And then saw a neat little waterfall. We went to Country Music Hall of Fame. No, that's not what it is. Birthplace of Country Music. I can never remember the name of that place. Went to a historic cemetery and saw the grave of the founder of Bristol and some other people. And then now we're here at Bristol Motor Speedway. So that's enough for one day. Check back with us next time and we'll have a Anything Can Happen day. Until then, see you soon.